And I guess we're live. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Welcome to our tacular special for the full moon of October. Full moon in Aries. Our special guest, Tanji from Biscotti. This is what we always do. Okay. It's our thing.
Thanks for having me, ladies.
Thanks for being here.
Yes. It's too bad everybody can't really see my horns very well. Whoops. And as I'm trying to adjust, I knock everything else over. Okay. But yeah, I'm going to lean back so everyone can see my lovely horns.
Love it.
Love the horn.
Flowers. So.
Yes, and the flowers.
Well, it is Aries, and Aries is actually my rising sign.
Really?
So actually, I'm channeling manifesting my inner Aries.
Yeah.
So
yeah, this full moon may really affect you because of that. You know what I mean?
Like full moon, it's just been emotion.
Yeah.
I didn't realize because this has been like an emotionally charged week with just me squirrel brain and misplacing this, doing that, and then going to the store and dealing with people and having to turn around and walk away and say, Shan, I gotta go here, get this for me.
Yeah.
And then when I looked up Aries, full moon Aries, I found some interesting things.
Mm-hmm.
Do share.
I know Avana likes to print her stuff out.
Oh, I got mine printed out.
But I just kind of wanted to go over
what
I found on my. Oh,
Absolutely.
But before we start, oh my goodness, what an awful post I am. I want to say hello to everybody. Gertrude, hello. Thank you for being here. And Willow, after our conversations with Willow, she's a lovely psychic medium. She always adds beautiful messages in the chats when we do our readings. Welcome, Willow. We have Sid Foley. Hello, Sid.
Hey, Sid. Hey, everybody.
Lisa Rhodes. And did I miss anybody?
Silver.
Nope. Oh, we're still Silver. Oh, thank you. Silver 11. See, Tanji's really good with numbers. I'm not so.
11.
And it's 7:11 right now here, Eastern Standard Time.
Oh,
so
screenshot.
How cool is that?
Yes. So make sure again I did not forget anybody. So yes, welcome to another installment of our full moon, new moon series. And actually the full moon went into full at 4:54 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yep.
So it was interesting because at that time today, twice in my area while getting ready today, listening to other shows and preparing for ours, I heard something clink in my corner and I'm looking over here going, okay, I wasn't, moving the table too hard. I'm like, what's the clinking? Okay. And then later on, I heard something in my pencil case moving. I'm like, okay. And then later on, when I found out what time full moon went, the moon went full, that was approximately the time I heard the clinking behind me.
Wow.
Don't know.
So
either it's mice or your guides. Or your guide mice. Because I have guide mice.
My guide mice. I'll just take it as guides. Yeah. Oh, which is my birthday. Wait a minute. Whose birthday?
4/11.
Oh, April. Okay.
April 11th?
Very cool. So,
I know a few people with that birthday.
Yeah.
No, that's Aries.
Well, it's Aries 4/11.
I'm Taurus.
Oh.
Yeah. So like April 21st to May 21st is Taurus. That's
okay. I
okay.
don't know enough about the zodiac. I just know Sagittarius rule.
I always thought Virgos rule.
Well, maybe in your world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's right. See, I'm a fan.
Yeah,
I'm the sorting hat. Gryffindor.
That's what Tanji is. Because you can have either one of them. So she embodies them all.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. You want Slytherin? I'll give you Slytherin. You want
Right?
Hufflepuff? Oh, I'll give you Hufflepuff.
I don't pick just one. I like them all.
Oh my goodness. Okay,
Right.
Heather, reel it in, breathe. I get all giddy on my lives. I just get so excited and happy, and I gotta like disperse all this energy. So what was interesting is the first Aries is actually the first sign of the zodiac, marking the
Yes.
beginning of the sun's journey, which is what in tarot, the Fool. So I started finding some very interesting correlations with the full moon. So the Fool card, I love. In case anybody wants to know, I don't have. Where's the book? Where's the book? Ah, here's the book. The Good Tarot by Colette Baron Reed. I love her decks. And so she will change some of the names of the cards to fit the energy that she wants to represent through her artwork, well, her artwork for her readings. But the Fool, I absolutely love the colors and everything.
Pretty.
Because when people see someone walking to the edge, you know, it's scary. They're like, oh, this is a good card, but he's about to step off the edge. But no. Yeah. So with here, it's a beautiful meadow. They're announcing their call. They're beginning their journey. Here I come, world. Get ready for me. So I thought of immediately the Fool card. And it continues with analyzing how our emotions affect our actions. Basically, think before you act. Uplifting our energy. Initiating, spontaneous, taking risks without hesitation equals the Fool card. Also, avoiding sudden actions, taking a step back to analyze your emotions, which is ignoring that temptation, which this would be the Devil card. I love this, how she turned it into an apple.
Oh, that's
An
awesome.
apple.
Yeah. Very
So
pretty.
Or
it's
quince,
based-
the original fruit of sin.
Yes.
Yeah, so there's that. So it's
She says mysteriously. Quince. I always get that confused with quiche because I'm partly dyslexic.
dyslexic.
Yeah, I can see
That's the thing. It's not quiche that Adam and it was quince. There we go.
Quince.
Sorry, continue, Heather.
No, it is fun. So you're, reeling that energy in and using it for purposes of moving forward, because then it says when it said avoid sudden actions, take it back to analyze your emotions. I basically thought of that song. You better check yourself before you wreck yourself. If you remember that from the 80s and 90s. So for me, that would be the Temperance card, which in her deck, I believe, was the her Patience. I couldn't find it. I forgot to dig it out, one of the two. But just taking that time to step back and use mindfulness. Mindfulness is really important. So
Sorry, I'm still laughing at
what does it say? Dice.
Because I had dyslexic, but then Gryffindor. I can't stop laughing at that. Oh,
Breathe, Tanji, breathe.
I love you, Sid. I've actually said that by mistake. Yeah. Slytherin.
Oh.
Griffin.
Slytherin. I'm like, wait, what?
I know. It's so funny.
It's like the drinking has been,
Yeah.
Yeah,
the drink is
well, we gotta
commenced.
deal with all these kids. You may need. I gotta take a couple drinks.
So funny.
Too much butterbeer. Oh,
Butterbeer.
God,
I have butterbeer tea, which I don't know if that's an oxymoron, but it's delicious.
Hello, Kathy. I mean, Kathy. I just says hello, Kathy, and her name is Kelly. Hi, Kelly.
It's the
I
dyslexic.
can't believe we even got started at all.
I know, and already we're doing this shit.
With all the costume adjustments that were going on backstage, but go ahead.
Gotta get my horns into place here. But for Aries being a fire sign, it can also bring out the. This is gonna be one of those giggling fists where I can't stop laughing.
I knew it would be.
So,
Because I'm
with
psychic.
Aries, we kind of got to take a look at our
Hi, Chloe.
energy. Hi, Chloe.
Sid is
So-
Gryffindor with Slytherin rising. I mean, come on.
Did I miss that? Oh my God. Yes, but what is your moon? So you would be Gryffindor with Slytherin rising and
Oh my
moon
gosh.
and Ravenclaw.
Well, my sun is ghost, my moon is pumpkin, and my rising is coffin.
What?
Ditto.
Boy,
I'll take what she's having.
That went right over.
you are
Wait,
I'll take what she's having.
It's a Halloween astrology joke. You're welcome.
Oh, okay. So just really quick, Aries is, could be a time when we get a little hot-headed, emotions can run high, we can get really passionate about stuff. And so one of the best cards that came out was for temperance, learning balance, but also great is a harvest aspect, culmination, time to reap your harvest. What was planted 6 months ago at the spring equinox is now at full maturation. So you can look back at the seeds that you had planted at the beginning of spring and see how far they have grown. Sometimes they need more than 6 months, and then they can just, still continually grow even through the winter seasons. And I was listening to this. I had like a music playlist going, and when one playlist ends, they automatically start throwing other music. I'm sitting there listening, going, "Oh, that sounds kind of cool. What's that?" And I look up, and the CD says "Drum Sex" with a
Nice.
fire on it. And
Well,
I'm like,
drums have intimacy too.
yeah, but I'm looking.
I've caught my flutes
only
together.
in your
I don't want
world,
to talk about it.
Tanji.
I'm like,
Only
drum
in your
sex.
world.
I've walked in the room and seen my drums. I'm like, whoa, I need to see that. I'm closing the door.
Well, what caught my attention underneath the title of the CD was his name is Brent Lewis. He created it, but what I really loved, and it was just like, it was perfect. It had the flame for Aries, and right underneath it, he wrote "From the root to the fruit," and that's exactly what I was writing down when that popped up. What was planted,
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you, Heather.
Oh. Thanks for coming, y'all. See you next week.
Thanks. I was throwing myself out.
No, that's a really cool coincidence.
I mean, I'm going, oh, I like that. And I looked up and I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm like, oh, flames. And what does that say? And I mean, it was just like,
Yeah.
I was meant to see that.
Yeah,
So,
that's really cool. Really cool.
So, Miss Avana, would you like to? Yes, thank you for letting me. I eventually got it out. I'm just looking to see if there's Patricia. I'm here the whole show. Okay, cool.
Well, I'm glad they'll be here the whole show.
From root to fruit. That's actually, to put on that would make a really good name for a store or a business, from root to fruit.
Right.
That would be really
Yeah,
cool.
you're right.
Hello, Patricia. Thank you for coming in.
Hi, Patricia.
And then Floyd says this moon is making me nervous. Oh,
yes.
Yeah, there are the energies, full moon. It's Aries. It's that fiery. But what was also said in that article, which was perfect, was if we can channel that energy, it gives us strength. It gives us that balance, that sense of love. It helps move things forward. And it gives us, and this was the one on the bottom, new perspective.
Yes.
This card's got a nasty glare to it, but it forces us to go into a perspective where it's in the article. You need to kind of like stand back and kind of take a look at the whole picture. And then for me, to breathe and then to say, okay, what can I learn from this? What can I, take as a lesson that I could add under my strengths column,
Yeah.
And when it comes to feeling anxious, So Avana, you felt anxious too. Would you like to
Yeah,
share?
I mean the last 2 weeks, well, the weeks after the new moon, I can't tell you the amount of things from work to personal life to health issues. I just really got knocked flat on my back. And now I'm just feeling not so, I'm feeling anxious, but I'm just exhausted and ready to like kind of escape, take some time to just like the anxiety that I've been feeling, I think is really with this Aries about self-assertion, and then Libra is about compromise. And I'm really in this feeling of anxiety where I'm ready to like assert what I want to do with myself. Like I'm ready to do this self-assertion thing, but I just don't want to compromise with people.
Yeah.
So that's giving me some, like, anxiety. But now's the time though to step back and use that Libra energy to compromise, to look at the big picture, to negotiate, to be gracious, to look for balance, right? But I'm like, I'm not in the mood for balance right now. I'm just in the mood for me, and taking care of me. But that's
and you have to listen to that.
Yeah.
When your energy is really saying, pay attention, I need me time. That's not you being selfish. That's your body and your intuition saying, I need to decompress. I need to take time to get grounded again. I need to focus. I need to relax. I need to breathe and just send that energy into Mother Earth and have her send it back to you, re-energized and rejuvenated.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree, Heather. It's a really good time to sit back and just, this feels not balanced the show.
Oh, I don't know if it's
You're the moon.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. Like, wait a minute.
I was going to say,
Listen, no.
It's like, you guys know me.
Yeah. So it just, and then I did read, I have a few little things here just that says this full moon urges us to strike a balance between meeting our personal needs and attending to the needs of our significant others, and between independence and autonomy and dependence and compatibility. So here we are, you want to be independent, but you have to be dependent and compatible. So it's just a time. Looks like it's going to be another 2 weeks. While I'm not going to get into politics or anything, I'm actually very interested to see what's going to happen, like on in the political world arena with the 2 weeks, because you have this self-assertion, it's my way or the highway, and then you have this codependent and really trying to negotiate. So I'm interested to really see what's going to happen.
And what's going on in Iran too, with the protests, standing up for women. Finally, they're saying enough is enough. I looked into what had happened, and the woman just had a little bit of hair showing through her headscarf, her hijab, and they killed her. I think for that, or for the person killed. And so it's unfortunate that it took the death of this woman, but at the same time, it's also the catalyst that's getting people passionate about what they believe and what they what they want to stand up for, what they want to express with their voices, and to start shining. I mean, it's the fiery sign. This is autumn. It's fiery. It's the moon is in Aries, which is fire. So it's shedding all of this light. And as it comes into the end of October with Samhain, when those veils are close, the thinnest between the world, and that initially that new year, that's going to be a rebirthing. We're going to have that period of 2 months with all this fire and all this activity is going to actually just keep cooking and changing. And by the time we get to the solstice where the sun is reborn, that's going to be, I think, a new time when stuff is going to really start changing.
Yeah. Yep.
And were you done? Was there anything else you wanted to add?
Yeah, no, I mean, there wasn't too much more, only because it just is really, you're going from this, where you're at versus how you're going to negotiate with others and work that through. It did say that this full moon is going to illuminate the conflict between me and you, and between, being yourself and sharing. And it also said, very interesting, just one last thing is just knowing that we have to know that what is coming out of us now in terms of what we're saying and communicating is new, and it may not be particularly rational. So you do have to step back and take a look at what's going on in the big picture with the group of people you're with your team, with work people, your family, your significant other. So it may seem quite rational to you, but take a step back and just look into that.
Yeah, and Lisa wrote so that she's actually lost her balance and she's hurt herself twice. So this is really affecting us on all levels.
Yes.
Some more and others.
Oh, and I like that Nancy Jean was suggesting that amethyst, citrine, and rose quartz. Those are great crystals, absolutely, to ground and to use for this full moon.
Yeah. Oh, Nancy Jean is here?
No. That was
Kelly. I was going to say, wow, Nancy Jean popped in. But I see. Yes, thank you, Kelly. Yeah.
Yeah. And those are all good. Amethyst, citrine, and rose quartz. Yep.
And for grounding is also good as hematite, black tourmaline, smoky quartz. And was there anything you wanted to add, Miss Tanji?
Well, I can only speak for me and those who are energy filter workers and consider themselves hybrid, lichen, vampire, werewolf, space alien unicorns. I love this energy. It feeds me and I love it, and I can just filter it and use it. It's usually one or the other, where it's a spontaneous project comes out. I had no plans to do something, and then all of a sudden I'll be out having a smoke earlier today, and I'm like, I need to film something. So I filmed some scenes that I could have done later, but I just felt in that moment do it. So it's my spontaneous food. Is this full moon feeds me. It feeds energy workers, I work with good or bad energy. I don't care. It's energy. It's like food when you're starving. It's like gourmet or I don't care. I'll eat it. So the energy, when you know how to filter it, can be your tool. It can be powerful for you. So I just go with it.
Yeah.
I'm on this spaceship, so it's,
You're light years away.
I'm in a different lifestyle.
She's in a galaxy far, far away. Can I?
My best friend is a cat named Cream Puff. Okay, like come on.
Cream Puff is adorable.
Yeah.
Aww.
If I ever got to see him, I would. Oh, speaking of seeing him, really quick. Also, too, with full moons. I don't know if you ladies have noticed, but my dreams have been. I've been having a lot of them, but I've been noticing now when I ask my guys to help me remember at least one thing from them all, I'm starting to remember like one little thing. And I find that it's been going more as we get to the full moon. And I actually had a dream just a few days ago that I told Tanji that I was going to come over to Canada and we could have coffee. And I was looking at a map, and there was one spot on the map where she told me to go, well, come over to this part of the border, hop over here, and that will get you to me faster. And I said, okay. I looked at the map. Next thing I know, I look up from the map, and I'm there. We're like, hi, and
spaceship.
Awesome.
Teleportation.
Oh my God, that was awesome.
What
about dreams for you ladies?
And that's funny that you said that about dreams, because it just reminded me, I woke up the other night and I was seeing all these like numbers floating around in my dream, and all these like geometric shapes and everything. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I could see it's something like it all just split open, and I knew the truth was right past. It was almost like I was looking at the veil or something.
Yeah.
And it opened up for like a second. And then I woke up and I was like, oh my gosh, that was the craziest dream. Why? I just saw these, geometric shapes and numbers, and it was just crazy, all this stuff floating around. But then I knew I could get. That's the second time I've had a dream like that, where I know like that I can, like there's like a crack in the veil that I can look through, but I haven't gotten to that yet, obviously. But
we're working on it.
Do you have a mandala? Do you have a shape, a geometric 12-point something?
I don't, but I have to get one, because
hold on to it, and before you go to sleep, and just like you could do whatever you want, but I would say, show me your secrets. Yeah. Tell me your secrets and let me remember.
Okay, awesome. And then
what is it called? Like I need to get one. What is it called?
Oh, I have one. It's hanging. It's a 12-point. It's like a 12-point star.
Yeah,
it's a mandala Merkaba. You know the mandala.
Yeah.
Those what do you call them? The books with the drawings and this stuff, and they have the shapes.
Yeah.
It's just Sudoku, but I'm just the Mandela ones, and they show you all the geometric shapes. Well, then you get the Mandela Merkaba. I actually have one. If you want to hold on, I'll go take a potty break, and then I'll show it.
Okay, absolutely.
But I painted it black because of my Gothic noir decor. But I'll show you. All right, I'll be back. I love you. Bye.
Bye. I love you. Bye.
Boop.
Boop. And it's 2-1 on the timer. And there is how many? I can't see how many people. See, I my inner Tanji comes out when it's like I try not to bring out the inner Tanji. Like,
why not?
It's like it's got to flow. It's got to happen naturally, and that time up. So yeah,
I agree.
Even sis said boop.
You just gotta say boop.
Like our fellow Canadian viewers and subscribers and readers, yes, a happy Thanksgiving to you.
Yes, happy Thanksgiving. That's nice.
Yes. And well, Tanji Scope has gone. This popped up again, and it just made me think of what we were just talking about. Wishing that we could access more of our dreams, our subconscious, our understanding. And I'm just going to go really quick here, because it's a Tanji card. Look at this. There we are, looking through the window.
Yeah.
This is what we want. It's like, how do we get there?
That is how it is. Yeah.
Well, but that's what the interpretation is like when you're looking at something and you're longing for it. It's like either on a diet, you can't have it and you want it, or, if it's not a diet, or it's just you can't get to it. And I love how it's got like all the little circulating, like almost like your spirit guys going, we're here, yeah, but I can't get to that.
Yeah, it was almost like that. It looks like all these numbers and
it's like a free drink or something
floating around, and I couldn't get to I could see the split, but I couldn't get to it, and then it closed up. I was like,
but maybe they're telling you to focus on one thing, because I know for me that was one thing. When I wake up in the morning, it's like, okay, what's the one thing that I can remember that really stood out that I can use as a takeaway? And I've been jotting them down in the morning when I'm able to.
That is so awesome.
Love that nose. I know, isn't that a cute nose? I'm not sure if that's like a little mustache or if that's just a little bit of it almost looks like he's got a little girl. You know how the little some of the rappers like to have the little girls on their teeth? I think this one's got a little grill on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you were grabbing your macabre, Avana was saying that, how we wish we can see more and access more. And this has been coming out. There it is. What?
It's orange stained glass, but I painted it black because that's what I do.
Yeah.
But yeah. So you get something like that and you just hold it at night or whatever the shape you were seeing.
Yeah.
Or that's connected to. So if it's numbers, then you would take like dice. If it's shapes, then you would take whatever you want. This just happens to be a very good example. And then you hold it and touch it and you just say whatever you want to say, like, show me your secrets and let me remember in a positive way. Good night. And then maybe, you whatever you remember when you wake up, record it on your iPhone or your phone.
See, that's what I have to do more often. I've only recorded one time, and I have to learn to record more often. Cool. Yeah. Because then I forget. I think I'm going to remember, and I don't.
Yeah,
I'm going to get up and write it down, and by that
yes. And then later on, you go back and you read it, and you're like, I don't even remember writing that down, because in that moment, you were in that energy. You weren't in your 3D muggle or not. Well, the muggle world. You know what I mean? You were connected to, and that's the energy you want to keep when you want to remember stuff. Just like before you fall asleep, everybody starts talking, and you have clear audience, and you hear everybody. Because you're open. So when you wake up, it's the same thing.
No, sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't mean for him to show him his kitty
cat butt.
So
that kitty cat is the most.
Look at Mossy. Look what Auntie Tanji
cat butt.
Look at the little toy. Okay.
The 12 points.
So, but Sid, actually with clear quartz, what's great about the clear quartz is that you can, oh no, don't chew on mommy's
Yes,
journal.
of course those will work. Yes.
Because you can program them. They're very programmable. You just, ask them to help you with something and put that intent into the crystal and ask the spirit. It's hard to try to answer people when you have a cat, interfering with you.
Cat, it's okay. He loves the energy.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
he's blocking harmful EMFs for you, so it's good.
Oh, I thought you went off screen.
No, that's just my cat.
Cat energy. I love it.
Okay, here we go. Ugh. See, bye,
I love those eyes. Those eyes are out of this world.
There you go. Okay.
Flowing, do you have any clay or flour and water that you can make your own shape and let it harden? Don't drop it, it'll break. But you can make your own little shape and put your own intention into it.
That's a great idea, too.
Play-Doh works good, too, unless the kids get to it.
That's very sweet, Willow. Yeah, you're beautiful. Yeah, you're beautiful. We all go through stuff, the anxiety. I was there 5 years ago, and I didn't think I was going to survive. I had to go into the hospital and everything. Those are moments where I understand where the anxiety gets to the point where you feel like, you feel lost, like you're never going to come out of that darkness. But maybe with this full moon, allow that full moon to show you the light through the darkness. Even, and just really quick too, Flowing, not necessarily needing art supplies. If you go outside in nature and just find a nearby stone and ask it to help you for what you need, or if it's not a stone and you see a leaf, that's already fallen from one of the trees, a branch, just grabbing onto one of those, talking to them and letting them know what you are going through. And if you can, take it home and to help you through it, you can do that too. Nature and the spirits are that loving, they can sense when a person is sincere, with their energy and when they need help. And Rainbow Obsidian. Oh, I would love to show now that Willow mentioned.
Beautiful.
I have this Rainbow Obsidian that's
in
the shape of a butterfly.
Nice.
Beautiful.
I got that in Sedona many years ago. And I like laying those on some of my cards to kind of cleanse them and when I'm done working with them.
Yeah.
Okay. Making sure I'm not missing anybody. Don't want to leave anybody out. Good. Yeah, the nature. I mean, when I was 4 years ago now, I was sick, I would go by and just walk up and down the water along the river. Just, back and forth, just listening to the trees, looking at the water, just listening to the water. And it really helped. It really did help. Nature is there for you.
Yeah.
Like I said, if you're sincere and you put your heart into it, they can tell.
Well, what's funny too, when you said that, it made me think, one guy told me a long time ago, he said, fresh air and sunshine is like nature's sleep aid. Like you go out, you're in the fresh air, you get the sunshine, and you'll sleep good that night. And I thought, now whether that's always true or not, I'm just making, a statement like that. I know some people don't sleep in that, but I thought it's so true because this earth and this whole atmosphere, it's all made to work together with us. Yes. You're out and you enjoy the sunshine and the air and you get a good night's sleep. You know what I mean? It all works together.
Yeah, we're all the same. We're all organisms on this planet. We're just one different than the other. Yeah. And I had pulled a card and I'm looking for it earlier because I said, well, maybe I should save that. And I think it's for Willow. So I'm just going to go quiet for a second. If you ladies wanted to pull any cards, or if you wanted to discuss, I want to find this card for Flowing. Hold on a second. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Laura, and everybody coming in.
Yeah, absolutely. Hello.
Well, I don't mind pulling a card for the full moon energy.
Oh my gosh, yeah, me too. I'll pull one too.
Two came. All right. I wanted one, and the guides are like, nope, you're taking 3. Fine. 2 flew out, and then that took, oh, yeah, top it off. Wow. So for this full moon energy, if this resonates with you, check it out. There's this giant full moon with these 2, like the siblings going on their scooter, balancing themselves. To me, this card is like the little siblings, like, you gotta come with me to the park because I'm not going to get my lost frisbee by myself. And she's like, oh, the things I do for you. Fine, but you better give me all your cookies when we get home. And he's like, okay. Embracing that. So movement, and maybe you don't want to do something, but it's like the right thing to do. So reassessing the balance of relationships. That's what this Aries Hunter's full moon is.
You're absolutely right. I love
and then you've got the only half of the picture or half of the shadow. This is like a Phantom of the Opera mask kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
And so, I'm hearing it takes 2 wrongs to make a right. Wow. Okay. I don't know who that was for. I don't know. I'll just say that. But I'm getting like, okay, polarity, reverse polarity. So the negative and the positive of a battery.
Yeah.
You have to use the positive and the negative to get the battery to work.
That's true.
So for those of you who are working on shadow self, embrace that shadow self, embrace that light self. You got like I always forget the name of these, not Merkabahs, but India has them all over the tops of their buildings, the architecture. They're basically the spaceships that their ancestors came in, and I never remember the name of them. But back in the day, thousands of years ago, they would say they would see these land and the star beings and the deities would come out. And that's why they have special towers for these. It's on the tip of my tongue and I never remember the name of it. It's not a tulpa. It's a triangle kind of, cement looking sand colored spaceship. But you'll see them on architecture, especially in India. But this is very good. This is like the star card to me, but also it has a lot of the Martian, Mars, Aries energy. So this full moon, balancing out relationships, connecting with the positive and negative sides of yourself or a situation in order to make, like the battery, positive and the negative have to work together to make it work. You can't have one or the other. And then that will bring about this most beautiful, something will come. This is like it's coming down to sit back down, or is it going up? To me, it's going down. It came from the stars and the cosmos. It's got all this good juju. It's going to go back on its antenna port, and it's going to charge the base and give the info to the people who need it. So your higher self is trying to tell you something. And that's what I'm getting for that. I was like,
well, okay. I pulled one card. I actually pulled 2 cards. The first card I pulled, I want to make sure that I have it right.
Oh, I'm sorry I didn't do that for you, Tanji.
That's okay, hon.
Done.
That's okay.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, like a shuttle. Yes, that's right, Kristen.
Yeah. Oh, the first card I pulled is the 10 of coins, and I just thought it was so interesting because 10 of coins. This is like such a dark card, but 10 of coins in the Rider-Waite is such balance with your family, with your finances and things like that. And then I thought there's no moon on this card, but I thought, no, but all of these represent the moon, the moon in all its phases and the full moon. And just the balance of being with family, being with people you love, and just having financial stability. Just a really nice time, even though it does feel a little anxiety at the moment. But then I was called to pull a deck or a card from my Moonology deck. And I actually cannot believe this. I pulled the full moon in Libra. And it says a win. I know. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, is this right? It says a win-win outcome is forecast. So here we have the balance with the Libra scales, and a win-win outcome is forecast. And much like Tanji was saying, taking the negative and the positive and balancing it out, this is really helping us, I think, to come into full balance in our lives and ourselves, with our families, with our work, people we work with, and that, and really aiming for that win-win outcome, and really being able to maybe, achieve that. And so anyway, so although it seems like this is a crazy kind of time, with this card, I just thought, what a nice positive, what a nice positive message. A win-win outcome is forecast. So nice balance.
Thank you, Avana. That's beautiful. Tanji, did you want to go ahead and show your cards up close, seeing that I wasn't
No worries,
focusing on? There we go.
Balancing the full moon
So everybody see
energy
your
with the
beautiful
relationships
cards.
that are most important to you. Using embracing both sides of yourself, the positive, the negative, the shadow side, the light side, whatever you want to call it. And that will bring the higher, the woo, stars, shuttle, whatever you want to call it. I know there's a name and I can't remember. I'm sorry. Comes back down because it's full of the good balanced energy. It's like the battery in the light bulb. Well, you put it in right, the light bulb will work, and then you can plug it in, so to speak. So that's your antenna, right? And that's your actual spaceship, or your higher self, your higher vibration. The higher vibration is glowing because you put the battery in the right way.
With all the
good
energy. Yeah.
All right. Thank you. I felt bad. I wanted to make
That's
sure.
Okay. No worries. You're welcome. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. So, flowing. This was the card I was looking all over for, and it's the self-love card. And sometimes I start shuffling decks before I do a live, and sometimes it's just that card. And yes, it'll be just that card, and I'll set it aside because I'm like, well, if it's meant to be there tonight, it'll be there. And I wanted to show this to you. And it's a waxing energy, which means waxing is going into the full moon. And now that we're here, and it says to right now, just show yourself self-love. The anxiety and everything that you're feeling, try not to be hard on yourself feeling this. Acknowledge it, embrace it, but remember to still love yourself. You are beautiful, like the messages were earlier, from Willow and everybody in the chat, and from us. You are beautiful. You are meant to be here. It's a rough time. You will get through it, and try to let the light of the full moon shine on what it is that you need to work on. So I just want to share that for flowing, and just for my cards. I got the Harmony. I'm still learning this beautiful deck. It's the Sacred Forest Oracle by Denise Lynn. The artwork in here is just absolutely beautiful. So, hummingbird spirit, finding joy in your life, like the gratitude. Every little thing that you can find that you're grateful for brings a little spark of joy, a little bit of happiness, and with that comes wisdom. And I love these colors because they're fall, autumn, or autumnal colors. Love that word too.
Yeah,
and
beautiful.
Autumnal, and you have that beautiful owl, and that's the wisdom, everything that you've learned this year. You sit and you connect with the earth as it's going in through the fall season, and embracing everything that you have learned, and rooting into the ground to allow those lessons and those experiences to fill you and to settle within you, where your body and your subconscious can process it. And the last one, another bird card, Eagle Spirit, freedom, and having that wisdom, finding that joy in everyday life gives you freedom. It shows you that you can look from a different perspective to look at life. Like Avana was saying earlier, with everything going on in this world globally, locally with politics, what's going around in the world, like with Iran, and people rising and protesting, people going out to vote. All this energy is 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 probably not, what's the word I'm looking for? The energy may not seem like it is conducive or helping, but it's meant to happen. it is it's been that developing. This is like the time, this is the year for all of this muck, for all this change, these full moons to start showing the light, start showing the way, um, shining that light through the darkness and bringing things to light. And by doing that, you get that perspective, that higher perspective of, we're all on this planet, we're all humans, we share many things that are in common instead of that's, not just what separates us, but what brings us together. And I love this little bum here, little Pegasus, um, on the ground. So it's basically, you can take what you are seeing from this perspective and putting it up in this perspective and looking over and just taking a look at not just the world, but yourself, what's going on within you, and what is what, like, the Libra card, what needs to be balanced. And for fun, I have collector's cards from the early 90s from the X Files, and I'm actually learning how to use them as oracle cards. And I pulled this one right here, and this episode had to do with a gentleman that was both male and female. And so there's the balance again, expressing the male, expressing the female. And in this episode, he had a hard time being able to understand and embrace both sides. But at the end of the episode, he was able to. And so that balance as well. So I know I kind of rambled on. Sometimes I do that because it takes a while for the words and the thoughts to come through. But that was my little collective for everybody for the full moon on that one. And did I see Miss Tarot D? I did. Hello, Miss Tarot D. Welcome, welcome. Oh, and likes our oh the glasses. I thought you had glasses on, but I see.
She had the beautiful
yes,
Roman Biscotti
the
glasses, the flamingos.
Yes.
Love it.
Thank you, Kristen. The sacred androgyny. Exactly.
Yeah.
And learning how to, and it's beautiful too, holding there, because you're not only was it covering the feminine side, but the feminine side where the heart is as well. So learning to love and accept that love and having, again, that self-love. Not just for everybody, but for ourselves as well, because that's so important. Yes, the flamingo. Yes, that eagle was beautiful. Oh, and there's the hats.
I had to take it off for a bit. I was overheating with my Slytherin door.
Her Slytherin door. And her dyslexic Slytherin door. Oh, just fabulous.
Chloe too mentioned that her birthday falls on voting day, and that is the next full moon. And I thought, oh my gosh, the next full moon.
Are you serious?
We'll go through this whole period here and see where all these answers come out, on voting day. So we'll see.
Well, yeah, there we go.
I just hear the parody version of
sorry.
Voting Day. Time for you to get out and put your ballot in.
There you go.
Voting Day. You don't have to stay. No, you don't have to stay, but you can't vote here. I don't know. I'll work on it.
You can vote, but you can't stay.
Closing time parody. Yeah.
Fabulous.
Did you ever see the SNL skit of the voting line where they go into the voting line and they're doing the shuffle, and every time they get somewhere it's closed or they can't get in?
No. I'll check it out.
Gotta check it out.
Oh,
It's just a few minutes. It's a musical SNL voting line dance song skit. It's so funny.
Very cool.
So funny.
Now, Sid earlier posed a question to us, ladies, and I highlighted it. Will this full moon help if you are trying to identify your shadow?
For sure.
Did we want to pull a card, or do you just want to, share your thoughts? I feel like pulling a card. That's what I'm getting.
I got a gift from the divine.
Hold on.
Sit.
There we go. Ooh, the pizza cup.
Angelic pizza. So like a what do you call that? A heavenly treat, so to speak. Talk to your guys and your teams and your higher self, and you ask for pizza, you get pizza and maybe meatballs and some cookies. So your guys and teams, like a friend, they don't know to help or intervene unless you ask them. So ask, hey, however you want to say it, what you need to know to help you get in touch with your shadow side and to embrace all that. I mean, I can only speak for me. I love my shadow side because I embraced it a long time ago. It was never a problem for me. So when you have that balance of knowing, basically just knowing who you are and what makes you tick, once you get that, it's like like pizza from heaven. It's like, here you go, and extra toppings.
That's like 4 food groups right there.
Everything you need is like in what? Yeah. I mean, boom, right? So you are all you need. You just have to get in touch with you just have to know you. That's all.
I think my favorite food is pizza too, Sid.
Me. Yeah. And my shadow go wherever I go, and we get along. Pizza from heaven is good for the soul, even if you're vegan. So yeah, embrace all parts of you, Sid.
I actually got some frozen pizza today that the crust is made with cauliflower.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I feel this is going to be a copyrighted show with Tanji making money off these songs she's coming up with.
No, because I changed the word. We're safe. I changed the words. You're all good.
Okay, good. Well, it's funny because I got the Wheel of Fortune, and look at this spinning wheel here.
Maleficent.
Yes, as far as
sorry, my girl.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah, as far as finding your shadow self, yes, you can spin, but then you prick your finger and it's kind of like, oh, that hurt. But look at you can use this beautiful spinning wheel and, create beautiful things from it. So the Wheel of Fortune moving along. And I totally agree, Tanji. Who are you? When you look at your shadow self, it just tells you exactly who you are, the other side of who you are. So from a little bit of pain, maybe by finding out who you are, but then you spin beautiful, clothes and things from it. So that's what I got.
Nice.
Just looking.
Oh, thanks, Chloe.
I always said that pizza is the food of the gods. Yes. And
another way of looking at it, if you want a nerdy, geeky point of view, is Star Wars. You can't be all Jedi. You can't be all Sith. But if you were in the middle, imagine what power you would wield if you learned how to properly use both sides.
Yes.
And that's why power for good. I'd never be able to be a charmed one.
We have all that power.
Right? And I always scream at the movies. I love them. I always say, if the Jedi stop being so self-righteous and thinking their way is right, and the Sith stop being so, determined and thinking their way is right, and met in the middle, could you imagine what the goodness they could achieve?
Avana, does that sound familiar?
Yeah.
With our country right
now? You need, like Yoda would say, dark and light, both you need.
And it's interesting that is all brought up because my card was the Two of Air. The balance. You need to have the balance. What's interesting here is she's holding up the bird towards the light, but at the same time, she's also acknowledging, looking at that bird that's more in the shadow, eye to eye, and they both have these beautiful little crowns. And so the balance of our the mental balance, but also the mental with our creativity. I usually struggle with swords for some reason, and I don't know why. Maybe because they're sharp and pointy, and I don't do good with sharp and pointy things. But it just seems in that card, it's just so beautiful because while she's holding up, the other bird to the light, the shadow side of her is looking at saying, so whatever decision that you choose wisely, but know that even if it's the dark one, there's still that that crown on there, there's still a lesson to be learned,
Oh
and
yeah.
not to be afraid, and not to honor both, you know, that light and that dark, and how they both have the crowns on the little birds' heads. So, okay, wonderful. That's my
Well
answer.
said, everybody.
There we go, flowing, seeking your balance. Yep, I think
That's
for
always the
everybody. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a really strong.
Not to be afraid of what you find. It's
Yeah.
you. Not to be scared of you first. You know, like that, you know, people are scared of what they don't understand, but then when they, you know, understand it, they're like, oh, okay. Like Sloth from Goonies. He was scary looking, like Chunk, Sloth. But he was a sweetheart, and he was actually a really good soul and helped the Goonies. Totally, I
Yeah.
love 80s movies.
I don't think I
And
saw
once
that
you
one.
understood who Sloth was, he wasn't scary.
Mhm.
Right? So sometimes when people like in Never Ending Story, when Atreyu confronts his true self in the mirror, and he sees that he's Sebastian. Bastion? No, you got really.
Hi,
Never
Guardian.
ending
I'm
story.
saying
Atreyu
what
and
she said.
Bastion come face to face with their true selves.
Yep, judging books by covers.
I guess you have to see the movie.
It's an amazing movie. Yeah. So
You know, I'm from the 80s and I didn't see it.
I missed that one.
I was all about the Star Wars movies.
Falcor. I can't with you. I can't with you. Okay, well, when you have
Time
a
for
chance to
song.
watch Never Ending Story, just watch it.
I remember seeing
one
that,
time.
but that was a long time ago, so I can't. All I remember is him flying on, you know,
Falcor.
Falcor.
I made a Falcor. Yeah,
Yes,
I
you
made
did.
Yes, done.
Now let's see, 8:05. We have time for one more question, ladies. If the energy, because I know Willow wanted to know if she could ask
Yes,
a
absolutely.
question.
Absolutely.
So go ahead, Willow. I didn't realize it's been over. Well, we actually didn't start until 8:05 or
Yeah.
8:10 or so. No, we're still good. My
Yeah.
energy's.
We costume.
Falcor was the giant Muppet dog, right?
Muppet dog. Yeah, I made a mistake of saying, "Where's his wings?" And she's like, "He doesn't have wings."
He's a look dragon.
But actually, he
He's
appeared
a
in a
look.
photograph that I took of clouds over the summer.
Yes.
I saw a face, and I said,
I'm like, there's
"Tanji,
Falcor.
look at this face." And she's like, "But look at this face. There's Falcor." And I'm like, "But where's his wings?" And she comes back with, "He doesn't have wings."
Right? And right, Lisa? And Falcor helped. I don't want to give any more stuff away, but he helps with the Swamp of Sadness.
Aww.
It's a beautiful movie, and there's a lot of analogies.
She typed the
and
question
metaphors.
above. I'm looking for the question. Did I miss it?
You know, it is above. It's right where you said I started your question, Willow. It's right below that. She says, I am involved with a new adventure that is launching soon to the world. Do you feel this is a successful venture for me?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking up and I'm not seeing that. Wow. Okay,
Is that
so
way back?
Is that way back?
Kind of.
Oh, yeah.
But not all the way back. Yeah.
Oh,
There
it's
it
not
is.
letting me go back any further.
That's
Oh,
okay.
I'm so sorry. I just remember knowing that, Willow, you wanted a question, hon. And I missed. Oh. So it's going to be successful, launching a new adventure into the world. Okay. Yeah, it's not letting me go back any further. Shoot.
That's okay.
But, okay, I'll definitely.
We got it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
Thank you, Tanji, my dear.
You're welcome. Oh. Oh, she posted it again.
Yes, thank you, Willow. Another movie that Tanji loves, and I've actually seen that movie.
Which one?
Willow.
Oh, yeah, I love it. And there, do you know that the Amazon Prime has the Willow, series coming?
Shan probably does
And so
because he loves all those movies. Yes.
Yeah, I think it comes out next month. I think it's November. Well, in Canada, anyway. Can I go first? Because I got one card, and I know the back of the Tanji cards, and this one is the same. This is like the High Priestess and Empress energy.
I love that card.
So absolutely, just tune into all your power bars, spaceship stations, batteries of knowledge. Plug into whatever you plug into that higher self. You have everything you need. You are connected to the higher source, your higher self, your future self. Everything you need is there. You just have to be willing to. She's like sitting in front of her charging station on the spaceship, if you will, and plugging in and closing her eyes and zenning and listening and letting the download happen. And that way, consciously and or subconsciously, she has all the info she needs because she's enough. She's that charging station of, she can access whatever she wants when she takes a moment to close her eyes and plug in. So absolutely, it will be great. Just give yourself some time to process what you don't yet know. Like, for example, I would say, okay, future self, tell me everything that I need to know to get through this and let me remember it. And then I'd go to sleep and wake up and I may not remember right away, but it's in there. So that the moment happens, you just connect to it. And then sometimes I do remember. Yeah. You have all the tools you need. Just connect to them. Take a minute and connect. It'll be great.
Yeah.
And it's like what is that? The dot when the computer says processing. Please wait. Processing. So give it time. She's like, okay, I'm gonna zen and listen to Kenny G music.
That makes sense with my last card. Thank you. It does. You ready? You ready, Avana?
I am totally ready.
Okay.
Willa, the first card I got for you is the Queen of Fire. This is the Queen of Wands, intelligent, exuberant, determined. Here you are as a businesswoman or, out there creating everything that you want to create. You rely highly on your intuition, but you also have the background and the knowledge to move forward and create. And look at this beautiful, like, golden heart and golden crown. You are all that. You are right there. You are ready to go. Now, for the challenge card, I did get the 10 of Fire. It says overworked, stressed, and imbalanced. You may be feeling just naturally some stress, some imbalance over this whole project. It's to be expected. We're human, and obviously that's what comes with the territory. But my outcome card, I have two cards: 6 of Fire, success, recognition, and self-esteem. Here you are standing in your, you win the successful outcome of your project being put out to the world, and you, not only is it successful, but you get recognition for it, and your self-esteem is very strong and very acknowledged, and people are really going to I'm glad. Okay, been nuts this week. Yeah, absolutely. We can't forget our third dimension selves here. But the outcome, like I say, is success. And I pulled one clarifying card, which is the world, accomplishment, celebration, completion. This project you were meant to work on, it is part of your destiny and your karma. And here you are when it finally launches and it's successful, and you are just relaxing and just enjoying the accomplishment and celebrating and the completion of the project. So I think that it's a go all around across the board. I think it's really good. So that's my read.
Oh, it sounds awesome.
Yeah, I was like happy to get those cards. Beautiful cards.
That was good.
Wonderful.
It's kind of like you've already done it. Now access that. It's like you've done it in a future loop, Willow. So access it.
Yes.
And then reprogram it. Yeah.
Yes. And I think my cards are going to follow right along. Because when you said you're launching something new into the world, I got the card, one of Tanji's cards, and it makes me think of the world. And there's a lot of all this black right here in the middle, it almost kind of like parts of it were kind of like scrap, like there's a little bit of frustration. You know, when they do like in the cartoons and they would put like when a character would get frustrated and they put those little black scratches over their heads.
Right.
So I think the initial ideas were kind of like getting a little frustrated, but eventually they all just all moved out. It all formed that beautiful blue and white. It became clear, and it's interesting. The bathtub, I'm not quite sure yet. I feel like it's about ready to when you like go to dive into a pool. You're about to drop this idea, and with bathtubs, bathtubs are enclosing. They're warm. They're welcoming. Um, the water that goes into them are intuitive. So I feel like there's with the legs on the tub too with the water, then it would be very intuitive. It's going to hold its weight. It's balanced. It's being ready to drop. It's about to go into the world. And with this card here, you've done your climb. You started here at the very bottom. You made your way through that labyrinth. And when you got to the bottom, that must have been one hell of a climb, but you did it. And now that you are at the top, you're peeking in, looking at the wonders of what is coming from this new project. And with the dots, it made me think of Tanji's card. When she had the dots, I got this card. And for me, this is all like the different personalities, different people that you're going to touch, you're going to be able to reach out to, possibly different topics. Because when I first saw this, I automatically thought of what we just kind of went through with the virus. You know how they had the little ball with the red legs, but for me, it feels like this idea. Oh, and it just popped into my head. The idea is going to go viral, or this is going to go viral.
Nice.
So you have all these people looking around. There's like an eye here, all these different outlets that are going to want to you can plug into, or people, or it could be people that you are going to reach out to help you keep this going. It's like there's just so much involved that it's going to be extremely successful. It's going to take off. You're going to have so many people watching. You're going to have people that you can reach out to. So I think it's going to be very successful. A little bit of frustration in the beginning, trying to get that little ball there of ideas to work out, but it's ready to drop, and you're looking at ahead, looking at the future and how it's that beautiful creative orange glow again in there, and all the people that it's going to reach and touch out to.
And water's a conduit too, right? That ball over the world over the water. So once you're in the water, it's a psychic conduit, energy conduit, so it'll spread. That's great. Those are great readings, ladies.
Yeah.
And all those have circles too in them as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I like how all the different, and for me, circles are like coming around, like the Wheel of Fortune.
Right.
You know, what goes around comes around, the cycles, things changing. Well,
and gumballs around
to launch, huh?
Gumballs. I love gumballs.
And marbles.
Right? Lollipops. There's brown. You like what?
I love stars.
Can you eat stars? Well, yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Jackfruit. Jackfruit looks like a star.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Or star fruit. No, not jackfruit. Star fruit. You think I would remember the simplicity?
Star fruit tastes like stars.
Star fruit looks like a star. I'm like, what's the name of that fruit that looks like a star? Anyway, yes, you can eat stars.
I do.
And check this out, ladies. It's taken 4 years for Willow to get this going, and she's started a new career at 82. And you're right, you are never ever too old.
I was gonna say you're 82 years young. Absolutely, go for it.
Just switch the numbers around. Instead of 82, just play with the numbers, and hey, look at 28. There you go.
Absolutely.
Oh, and Flowing's anxiety is lessening.
Oh,
that's
good.
awesome. I think with all the energy from people in chat, sending all that good vibes to her and us sending, I just love that. I like when
Yeah, me
people
too.
walk away feeling lighter, feeling happier, feeling
Yeah.
better.
Thank
So
you for this, ladies. That was
thank
fabulous.
you.
Thanks,
for
everybody.
coming.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks
Yes.
for having me. I need a
And-
cigarette and coffee. I love you. Bye.
All right.
Livendorf.
Okay. Thank you again, everybody.
Bye,
Avana and I
everybody.
will see you in 2 weeks. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.